Come back to the channel. And people, I'm getting straight into it. It has been coming. Are you surprised? These stuff have been occurring from last season. Poor performances, poor management of the squad, falling out with big players. There are many factors to really say Ten Hag should be sacked today. Personally, it's disappointing to know that yet again we have sacked another manager. But the proof is in the pudding. Everyone agrees with this decision from Ineos, from Manchester United. The job is bigger than him. We have not yet seen a play style. We have not yet seen consistency. Even in the first season, when he finished third in the league and we won a trophy. It didn't start out pretty. We lost to Brentford. We dropped lots of points. It was just a very good run of games in his first season, which papered the cracks, as what we would call it. But honestly, the reason why I was an advocate to keep Erik ten Hag for so long, but since the most recent weeks, I have changed from him keeping his job to him being sacked. But in that time frame, I have been looking at possible replacements because this is the issue. Yes, lots of us are saying he should be sacked, but who will replace Erik ten Hag? This is the big question, right? And I highlighted in my previous video, go and watch it, right? I highlighted two of my major people. Amarim, who coaches Sporting Lisbon, and Inzaghi, who is currently the Inter Milan manager. Those are the two possible candidates for me to replace Ten Hag. But here the joke. Why are you going to sack Ten Hag and give Ruud van Nistelrooy the job in an interim state? Like for me, remember, regardless Ruud being a club legend and being a good player for us in the past, aka something just like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, why give him the job? And he was also Erik ten Hag's assistant. Remember, Erik ten Hag asked Ineos to get the other guy, I don't remember his name, who replaced Van der Gaag, right? And he got Ruud van Nistelrooy. So why replace or why appoint Ruud van Nistelrooy as an interim manager? So for me, my issue is, if we have sacked Ten Hag, you should have got a permanent manager in place, right? Before sacking him. Because now, it's going to be rinse repeat. Because now, we're going to see the players pick up form. Because why? They probably want Ruud to be the manager. These players have done it before. Now, I'm not going to say a lot of these players are now Erik ten Hag based players. However, there's still a core set of the squad who has been there before Erik ten Hag. So in saying so, a lot of mainstay players are still there who have been through the sack, rinse and repeat. You know? So, for me, I am happy with the decision because Erik ten Hag didn't convince me, and I am quite certain you guys as well, as fellow United fans, that he is fit for the job. Right? Now, I don't want anybody to be disrespectful to Erik ten Hag and etc. etc. Manchester United job is a major, major job. And yes, when he was appointed, we were all excited, as we all are, when we get a brand new shiny toy. But it showed, guys. It wasn't enough. He didn't do enough. Yes, he kept bragging and boasting. Oh, I won 2 trophies in 2 seasons. But that was nice. But remember, guys, in the Champions League, what did he do last year? What did he do in the Champions League? He's basically replicating in the Champions League performances this season in a lesser version of the Champions League in the Europa League. We have 3 points. 3 points in the Europa League. We're on the brink of elimination in the Europa League. And guess what? We are favorites in the Europa League. And what? 3 points? 11, and then the icing on the cake here for me. We're in 14th in the Premier League. And also, remember now, guys, also, we have 11 points. We have 11 points in the Premier League, sitting in 14th place. Now, let that sink for just a moment. This is not good enough, right? And this is my reason to say Erik ten Hag deserves a sacking, because the first season, it was decent, good. 3rd place, a trophy, valid. Give him the 2nd season. Now, I said months ago, it's unfair to sack him after last season's campaign. We finished with the FA Cup, we finished 8th in the league, but he had one thing, keeping his head above water, keeping him on thin ice, right? Which was the injuries, right? Now, there's no excuse. The squad is deep. He has Rasmus, who can be replaced by Xerxes, and vice versa. He has Garnacho, Rashford, Ahmad, and sorry to say, Anthony. And to show you that he's not a clear thinker, Ahmad was playing well throughout the whole preseason. He started playing Abanad Rashford. But remember this, guys, Community Shield. Garnacho came on and played superbly well. Yet still, Rashford was still getting the #1 slot as the left winger. I'm not pushing hate on Rashford now, don't get me wrong. But at this point in time, Rashford was not one of the 2 best wingers that we had. And I still don't believe so. So decisions like that, playing Ahmad and Garnacho with Rasmus is my preferred front 3. And not even that he could do, not even that decisiveness he had, right? There was some bias to Rashford, because why? Why was there a bias to Rashford? Just because he had a breakthrough first season under Erik ten Hag? Yeah, that's fine, valid. But that's not enough. He didn't play good last year. He didn't really have a good preseason. So why is it that you're shoehorning Rashford? Allow Rashford to play himself into form and allow him to win back his spot. So I'm saying, decisions like that were like minor things to display that he wasn't decisive, he wasn't ruthless, right? And there are lots of instances where he's making late changes in games, you know? He's making changes that doesn't impact the game. Like, you have a ball-playing midfielder in Eriksen and, you know, those guys playing well. Then you're removing him from the game and you're removing Bruno. I remember this, I think it was the 2nd game in the season against Brighton. And he removed 2 creative players. We needed the win. And he removed those 2 players. Why? And we lost the game. These stuff is what made me question his decision making, question his capabilities of managing such a massive squad, a massive team. Now, I'm not going to be live for long, people. Erik ten Hag sacked. The next thing that we should be thinking about now is who is our next in line. And it cannot be our next unproven manager, because we have been through it. We have been through the Mourinho's. We have been through the Oli, who is unproven. Erik ten Hag, an upcoming manager. We have been through Louis van Gaal. So we've been through various types. And also, we've been through David Moyes. So right now, our solution is to think thoroughly as to excuse me, I'm a little sick. Who is our next candidate? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm out.